Hi everybody, my name is Irene. Welcome to Theo and Olaf. With me is Olaf, our Samoyed doggy, and today we're gonna get a little wild and talk about fresh, wild dog treats. So when you think of dog treats, you typically think of what you can get at the pet store. There's nothing wrong with those things. They're quite tasty and nutritious, but if you think about it, dogs' ancestors are wolves, so they still have, or they can still eat wild animals. So normally when it comes to treats, we give Olaf different types of jerky, some freeze-dried meats, and for the most part he likes them. He's not like super crazy about them per se. So we wanted to try something different and see if we would like these novel wild proteins. And just as a forewarning, we'll show you what these treats look like. Some of them feature different body parts like heads, feet. So you may not find those images or that content very appealing. You might have a visceral reaction, so that's just a forewarning. Also, this video isn't sponsored by any of the brands that we mentioned here, but we love them, so we just want to share them with you. So let's talk about the treats we recently got from Wild and Fresh. These are not the only treats that they offer. They actually have a huge assortment of treats, but here's what we got. We have some frog legs, some interesting pelvic position here. Olaf loves chewing on these. You can see he thinks he's about to get it. Not yet, Olaf. We have some Argentine red shrimp. These are huge, very, very nutritious and great if your pet has a sensitivity to traditional proteins, but you want to first determine if they may have a shellfish allergy. And then we have rabbit feet, and they also offer rabbit ears. He's about to lick it. Yeah, it seems a little bit weird at first that we're giving him a treat with fur on it, but the fur is actually great for digestion. Olaf eats the whole thing up. You can see that this still has its claws and the paw pads on it. But yeah, Olaf is anxious to get his little reward later. Olaf also loves duck feet. These have bone content in it, which is great because dogs don't only need muscle meat, but they also need a bit of bone intake as well. So this is great for healthy joints as well. We have some beef green tripe. This is great to just break up in smaller pieces. It has quite a strong scent, and Olaf loves this as well. And we have some really oily, but really, really fresh, really tasty salmon skins. I would want to eat this actually. Whenever I take it out, it has a very nice salmon flavor. The flavor, the aroma is captured still when they dehydrate it, and Olaf gets really excited about these too. These also make a great topper once we chop these up into smaller pieces. And then lastly, we have a few toppers which you can add to your food to make it more appealing, but also more nutritious. So what we got here were some duck egg toppers, some great extra protein, and some green lip mussels toppers. These are great for hip and joint development, especially if you have a breed like a Samoyed that's prone to hip dysplasia. So I highly recommend this. The next brand that I'll talk about is WilderBites. They're based in Oakland, California, so they're very close to us, and they started at the beginning of the COVID pandemic in 2020. What I like about WilderBites is that they actually show the benefits of their different proteins based on traditional Chinese medicine. So if you're into that, if you're into knowing what is a cooling protein versus a warming one, their site shares a lot about that. So let me talk about what WilderBite offers. There's actually a lot of overlap with some other brands. So sometimes when there's one brand that's out of stock, you can look at another one to see what they have in stock. But what we got from WilderBites is a few duck parts. So we have a duck head here. So warning for those of you who don't like seeing body parts, there's one coming up here, but here's a duck head. You can actually see there's still the beak, there's the eyes, there's some dried feathers, and the brain is still intact. But it's a great chew. Olaf loves it. He loves duck, we found out, so you can already see he's very excited about this, but he'll get it later, huh, puppy, okay. And then duck breast. Olaf loves duck breast as well. I actually don't smell too much of a flavor with these, but these are thinly sliced, and Olaf just really loves these. They're also a great topper, also a great training treat. So we like to break these up into smaller pieces, and Olaf, as you can tell, is ready to have one. Here, you can have one. Here you go, puppy. And then finally, we have a few toppers here. We have quail eggs. These are just crushed up versions of an actual quail egg, but these are a great protein source. Oh, Olaf, no, not yet. You get that later. And then lastly, we have some beef spleen. This is also a great garnish, and Olaf is ready to take the duck head. But these are all great toppers, and as you can tell, Olaf is crazy about duck. Oh, okay, he's ready to go for the head. Okay, Olaf. So the last brand that I'll talk about is Wulf Snacks. Wulf Snacks is based in Southern California, so they're also pretty local to us. And what I love about Wulf Snacks in particular is that aside from their tasty treats, they also have really great packaging, really bright colors, so it makes for a nice, happy meal. So here are some things that we recently got from Wulf Snacks. Again, this is not what they only offer, just what we decided to try. So first we have a squid chew. These are great if your pup has an allergy to traditional proteins. Olaf loves chewing on these, as you can tell. And then we have some more duck treats. This is a duck neck. Has bone, which is, like I mentioned, great for your pup. And Olaf loves breaking this apart and chewing on it. And then lastly, we have some smelt, these tiny fishes. And both Olaf and Theo, our cat, love eating these. And these are a great source of protein as well. All three of the brands that I mentioned source their proteins locally in the US, with some exceptions from New Zealand. But we love the ethical sourcing and the fact that their proteins have zero additives, preservatives, so just great single ingredients for your pup. So Olaf is rewarded with a nice squid chew for being a good boy and just tolerating us presenting all these treats in front of him. But these dehydrated treats have been a lifesaver for us, especially with Olaf going through this weird picky eater phase where he gets kind of bored of his food. The topper has brought some new excitement to Olaf, and it's definitely helped with training again. Previously, we were using a lot of string cheese, but that would upset his stomach because he has a sensitive tummy still. But luckily, there's been no issues with these new proteins. And I would say, don't go too wild with introducing these proteins. Take it slowly, see how your pup does, and if they're fine, then you can introduce some more. But yeah, Olaf has taken to these new treats very well. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out these brands, feel free to check out their Instagram pages, which we'll link below. There you can find some ambassador codes, which can save you about 10% off. I would say in terms of pricing, the prices are probably similar, maybe a little bit more compared to what you find at a pet store. I personally find treats to be kind of expensive in general, so take advantage of a rep code if you can find it. Again, we're not sponsored, but we just want to share our love for these brands. There are probably more small companies that do these dehydrated treats as well, and we would love to find out more about them, but for now, please sponsor these brands. So let us know what your thoughts are on these wild treats. Have you tried them before? Are you curious? Let us know what your experience has been and what your thoughts are. And as always, if you enjoy this content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching.